Today we're going to be talking about Psycho Mantis. Now, I'm at least 99.99% sure that the person depicted with the gas mask in the trailer is Psycho Mantis, because not only does he look like Psycho Mantis, but you actually see him do that little psychic float thing, and it just, I mean, it just looks so much like him. It seems like him. He's a psychic. I mean, everything is there to think it is Psycho Mantis. I'm so sure it is Psycho Mantis that I've debated on even making a video about it, because I'm like, well, obviously it's Psycho Mantis. But I have stumbled on some information while I was researching it, and there are some other theories being thrown around that you may have heard of or not. But today I wanted to talk about those and kind of like see if they could be true or not. Some people think that Psycho Mantis and the fire person, like, they may be the same person. And at first I dismissed it right away, because I'm like, there's no way, because there's no evidence that Psycho Mantis even has ever done like pyrokinesis or knows how to do it. Because in Metal Gear Solid, when you fight him as Snake, he doesn't use pyrokinesis. He can like lift up stuff, move objects, he can read your mind, he can float, but he can't, I've never seen him actually spark anything on fire until I stumbled across some like unconfirmed information. So like I said, this part is unconfirmed. They're saying that Psycho Mantis has like an alter ego, or like a multiple personality that he has called the Parasite, and that's the thing that's unconfirmed. The rest of this is information I found that could kind of support the idea that there is an alter ego, and that alter ego is that fire person that we see in the trailers. Psycho Mantis' origin story is basically that his mother died in childbirth, and as a kid he developed his psychic powers, and he accidentally one day read his father's mind, and his father had always hated him because his mother died in childbirth, and he was afraid that his father was going to kill him, so he flipped out. And from the information I've read, it says that he used his telekinesis to light his village on fire, and like everybody died, and he was badly burnt in his face, and that's why he wears the gas mask. He also wears the gas mask to block out other people's thoughts and basically stuff like that. But the fire thing is the thing that made me think, could this be the multiple personality? But like, the information I found doesn't specify that he used pyrokinesis or that he used telekinesis to create fire. It's saying that he caused he used telekinesis and started a fire. Like, I don't know if he like knocked over some gas drums or something, like moved things around that caused a fire that killed everybody. So you can take that kind of either way. It would make sense. Like, the only way this really would make sense to me is that his multiple personality that he has, the Parasite, actually does pyrokinesis, and that he's not in full control, and so when he assumes this alter ego, he can do pyrokinesis, and that would be the fire guy. And he could, because like the fire guy, he can create fire, but he also creates those like large fire animals. He makes that big whale that like takes down the helicopter. Now, like I said, I didn't really believe that these two could possibly be the same person, and until I watched this one scene. It's pretty much the first 5 minutes of Phantom Pain. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can watch it. But Snake and Ishmael are heading down this hallway, and you see Psycho Mantis standing at the end of the hallway, and he's just standing there, and then he floats up into the ceiling, like through the ceiling. Then all of a sudden the elevator gets to that floor, and the doors burst open, and the fire guy comes out. And the way it happened was just so odd that I'm like, did he like transition into the fire guy, or is it even more like he can astral project or something? Because he went through the ceiling So it's like, was he sending like an astral projection of himself to see what was on that floor, and then the fire one was actually in the elevator, which was his body. But I mean, it's kind of a crazy concept, but Metal Gear Solid has proved to have crazy concepts before and they work. So I'm not writing anything off. Anything is possible in Metal Gear Solid. I'm also having a hard time trying to distinguish what role Psycho Mantis plays in this game, because at first, like in most of the trailers he's depicted, I assume he's on the bad guy side. But in that scene I mentioned earlier, when the pyrokinesis guy, he bursts out the elevator, he walks up to Ishmael and Snake, but then he just disappears, and he doesn't like hurt him. But then there are soldiers going through that same hospital, and they're killing all the patients. So I'm like, are they there to kill Snake, or are they there to protect him? Like, because you never really see him like attack them. Like, they're around. You see like the fire guy come down the hallway at one point when there's a bunch of soldiers, but Snake goes into that side room, and it's just like, and then you see the big whale take down the helicopter, but you don't know why that helicopter's there. Was it dropping off more of those soldiers that were killing all the patients? So it would be cool to see Psycho Mantis as an ally and that fire guy as an ally. There is that one scene though where it appears that Ocelot and Snake are running away from the fire guy while he's on like a unicorn or whatever, or a Rapidash, for all you Pokemon fans out there. There's also a part in the first Phantom Pain trailer, the very first one, where at the very end of the trailer, before it like just goes, like it finishes, there's one scene where Snake is on the ground and a soldier is pointing a gun at him, and then you just see like a body float up behind him, and I'm like, pretty much like the Psycho Mantis float, but you don't see his face, and I'm like, is that Psycho Mantis? And then I'm thinking in that scene, it's like, what's he doing there? Is he gonna like take over that soldier and like stop him from shooting Snake? And I'm like, this would lend to the he could be a good guy. Like, it would be interesting to see that, because he does later become a part of Foxhound, and Foxhound is an organization that was established by Big Boss. In the newest trailer, there's a Psycho Mantis, the fire guy, are kind of like introduced under the label like those who do not exist, and they also show some other things that I'm curious about too. Like, I don't know if this is, I don't think that this has anything to do with Psycho Mantis, but it does seem that there's like a psychic type thing involved, because you see those dudes, like there's like after they show Psycho Mantis, the fire guy, and then there's this like dust storm kick up, and you see all these dudes like, and their bodies are moving weird, and then the dust storm clears, and you see like one dude like run towards the camera, and originally I thought he was his own character. I'm like, who's this guy? But then I watched the video again, and if you look around him, the other guys look exactly like him. Like, there are multiple units that look the same. They almost look like when he gets close enough to the camera, he's got a number on his head, and his eyes are like white. So it's like, are these people that are being psychically controlled by something or someone? And it's like, are they like psychic soldiers? I can't confirm that or anything, but like, just like I said, the way they appeared and the way their bodies were moving, that's what really got me on this could be a psychic type person. I'd imagine it almost being someone like Pain from Naruto, if you know what that is. Pain's basically like one guy, but he controls like 6 different bodies, and pretty much uses them to fight. It would be interesting to see a psychic that like was either in a wheelchair or something, like he had no like physical abilities to fight, but he could take over bodies. But I mean, that's just a theory. Yeah, that's my theory for today. I'd like to hear what you guys think about it. Just write me a comment, make a video response, write a message, put it in a bottle, throw it in the ocean. It'll get to me. I'll see y'all later.